The 2014 CAC Golf Championship featured the closest top three finish in the 7-year history of the event, as first-year member Christopher Newport edged out Penn State, Harrisburg, and York for the team title at Dolphin Highlands Golf Course in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The captains made their presence known in their first CAC championship tournament, placing 5 golfers in the top 10 to secure the team crown with 605 strokes. Penn State Harrisburg took second with 618 strokes, followed by York in third at 621. CNU senior Jonathan Howard carded a 2-day total of 2 over par 146 en route to the individual title and Player of the Year honors. Howard claimed a 3-shot victory over York senior Kevin Long and Penn State Harrisburg freshman Tyler Shank, who tied for second place. Shank was named Rookie of the Year for his efforts. CNU's Sam Robinson and William Patterson's Frank Harudek rounded out the top 5 individual finishers. 2014 also marked the first ever conference championship appearances for associate members William Patterson and New Jersey City. After a rough start to the spring season for many CAC teams that included multiple tournament cancellations and postponements, teams have been tuning up for the conference championship over the past several weeks. The 2015 championship is set for this Saturday and Sunday at James River Country Club in Newport News, Virginia. Now let's find out who the favorites are heading into this weekend with previews of each of the 7 CAC squads.
Obviously, we would like to win and defend our championship. Either way, like to play well and not make stupid mistakes and have a good time with it. Biggest loss would be Jonathan Howard. He was a senior last year, the Player of the Year in the conference and the conference champion, and great all-around kid, and certainly going to miss him a lot. Key returners would be Matt DeSalvo, Sam Robinson, Patrick Johnson. Those are all juniors this year, so we're kind of light on the senior load, but and we've got a couple freshmen that are bringing in some good stuff for this season. We've got 3 freshmen. Joel Choi, Wansuk Ree, and Alex Rivera, freshmen. We've also got a couple-time Player of the Week, Harry Nodwell, who is a sophomore but new to our university this year, transferred in the fall, and he's actually been leading the team, so we're quite excited to have Harry on board. We've played in some very tough tournaments, some of the top teams in the country, and we've been fighting hard. We've been struggling a little bit to play with the big boys. But it's been a good experience for our team.
Yeah, our expectations, I think, going down is to have a strong showing down at Christopher Newport. They're the host club. I think if we can get down there, get a good practice round in, the guys have been playing well. I think we can definitely compete. There's no question that Jamie down there will have home course advantage. In golf, that's tremendous. I think it's a little bit different than the other sports where obviously the crowd can play a role. But the other sports, you have the same size fields and courts and all that. Whereas in golf, there's definitely more of a home course advantage. Having played more on the same course and throughout the year, it definitely gives a strong advantage to the host team. But I think we can get down there and compete. The guys are playing well. Our key loss from last season is without question Mark Curtis. He was a 4-year player. He graduated early. He was all conference a couple of years, so he had a lot of tournament experience he could have brought to us. But I'm happy for Mark. He's newly married. He's got a good job and he's doing well. So he's a big loss for us, but I'm glad he's doing well. Our key returners are Brad Johnson, Christian Ryan, and Jason Kristofic. They've all had conference experience. They've been playing all season. They've played every event this year. So they're playing very well right now. They've spring has finally showed up, and we've gotten some good practice time. So the three of them, I'm looking forward to seeing them do well. My key newcomer is a young man by the name of Kyle Wettendorf. He's a local Catholic school graduate. He's really one of the top guys going forward. You know, I'm looking to see a lot out of Kyle. I actually had the pleasure of playing with him in a U.S. Open qualifying championship, and after the round we had time to talk, and he actually beat me, which might not be a huge exploit these days, but he definitely held himself together in a very difficult tournament setting. And I think Kyle's going to do really well. He's playing the best golf he's played. He's never hit the ball better, and I think things are coming together for him. And I think by the championship, he'll be firing on all cylinders. Yeah, the schedule's interesting because I've experimented with different scheduling theories, and what I've done this year is I've got the guys playing a lot of golf going into the tournament. In golf, sometimes before big events you take a week off, and some people like to play right into the championship. Well, this year I've decided to keep the guys playing. Keep them warm, keep them used to being out there in tournaments, and so I actually quite intentionally schedule as tournaments going right in the championship. They're young. I hope they're not going to be tired. So yeah, that's what I've done with the schedule this year.
As we move towards the championship date, my goals for the team is we have a lot of young talent on the team, sprinkled in with some veteran presence, and basically what our swing speed, our swing fundamentals that we're working on every day in practice. That's the focal point going into it. In terms of goals for the championships, I want them to focus on the things that we've been working on in practice, and I want them to grow and develop as a team, and hopefully to become better golfers. My key losses from last year are definitely Matt Smith and Stephen Polanski. My key returners from the fall are Tyler Young, Frank Rivera, and Jeremiah Williams. New additions for the spring are Daniel Figuerello. He's going to be a great asset, and Luis Cruz as well. Well, it's a great opportunity for us. I see it as an opportunity for our team and our players and myself to kind of play different schools that other teams at NJCU don't have access to playing in different regions of the East Coast that other teams at NJCU don't have access to playing. And it's really a great opportunity for us to grow and expand as a team and as a university. I see a great opportunity to really build this program up, and I have a good batch of young recruits committed for the fall, and I'm excited to get them in here, see what they can do. And my mentality right now is constantly looking ahead. So I'm looking to the CAC championships, but I'm also looking past that to next year's CAC championships. And the more young talent that I'm able to bring in here, the better chance we're going to have next year and the following years.
Goals and expectations for this season are pretty simple for us. Every tournament we enter, we want to win. So that's our first off main goal. But bigger goal, we have a bigger idea of what we're trying to go towards, and that actually concludes at the end of next season. Next season, we get an automatic qualifier from our conference. So that one's a big event. So we kind of call it Nationals next year at Rochester, so we kind of call these next 15 months the road to Rochester. So our expectations, I'm sure there'll be bumps along the road, but we have that future goal in mind. So we're trying to win every event to get us in that mindset of being winners, because obviously when that one comes around, that's the big one we want to win. That doesn't take back from this season or any future tournaments, because we do stay present-minded, even though we're future, looking toward that goal. We had several key losses from last year. Jason Long, he was our captain. He was here actually before me. So he's been in the program a lot longer than even I was. Really good captain, one of our top 3 players, so it was tough to lose him. Tyler Serres, he also was in our top 1-2 players. So it's difficult because you want to build continuity. It's hard when you start losing players every year, especially your top players. To build a program, you almost need repeat players to keep coming back, so you kind of build that continuity. But obviously last year we lost 5 of our top 6, but Jason and Tyler were definitely 2 of the more important pieces. Key returners, I have one really good returner, Tyler Shank. He won a tournament last spring. Ended up finishing top 3 in the conference championship. Really good leader coming back for us already this year. He's leading our team in scoring average, and continues to be a really good leader on our team. Key newcomers, this year really only 2 of my guys from last year's team returned, so a lot of my team are newcomers. First of all, there's Tyler Massar. He's a transfer junior from Penn State Berks, and already has solidified himself in our lineup, continually impresses me with his scores and just brings leadership to a team that's relatively young. The other 2 really good newcomers to our team are both freshmen. Keith Miller, freshman, led our team in the fall, actually won an event, 108 kids, finished first in it. And already this spring he led our event this week down at Alvernia's tournament. So really good player. It's nice. He has confirmed to me I'm going to get him for 4 years. So that's a really good benefit for our team. The other one's a freshman, Colin Hagenbuck. He started out a little rough in the fall, but now is just consistently producing for us in our lineup. Really good freshman there. Speaking of our schedule this year, it's been really competitive, really good. I like to expose my teams not only to the best teams in the region, but some of the nationally ranked teams so that they can see what really good Division III golf is about. I think over the course of the fall, we saw 5 to 6 of the top 30 teams in the country. So we were paired with one of them. So that's nice for my kids to be able to see what kind of team that is and see how they compare, especially when they're paired with that player. Really gives them good feedback of where we stand. We beat a number of the teams, so schedule's been solid. Obviously, we lead up into our conference championship, and that is our last event of the season. And we'll again see another top 30 team in the country there in Christopher Newport. But seeing teams like Christopher Newport, even though we haven't played them this year, over the course of the season really enables us to see what kind of competition, what level we need to get to be able to be competitive at our conference championship. So really look into that event and see how we stack up.
Well, obviously, we got a late start with all the snow and everything and the cold weather, so we've missed a couple tournaments. They've improved some, and they've worked hard at their game. We did work fairly hard inside on yoga and hitting balls in the net in the wintertime. My goal is if they can break 330 both days, I'll be tickled to death. Well, my number 1 player, Dylan Cheshire, he should be one of the top 5 players in the conference. If he gets it together, he'll play very well. He can shoot in the low 70s. And he was a Henlopen Conference champion at Caesar Rodney. My next player has improved tremendously from Newport News. He's Tyler Spielberger. He's gone from the mid-90s to the low 80s, and he's about to shoot in the 70s, so I'm really tickled to death with him. My third player is Ricky Malloy, and he's worked real hard at his game, and it's starting to come around. Dylan's a pretty good ball striker. Tyler, he's just really a good athlete. He hits the ball straight, and he's a good putter. And Ricky, he just works hard on his game.
Well, first of all, we loved our experience last year in the championship, and I thought we did very well for our first time. We'd like to do a bit better. Hopefully finishing in the top 3 in the conference. It's a tough conference and with some very good teams at the top. If we can finish in the top 3, I'll be very happy. My key losses from last year were basically Frank Heredick. He ended up in the top 5 in the championship last year, was an all-conference player for us, did very well in the championship round, but we think we have some players that may take his place this year. It is a key loss, but we're hoping that we can make up for it with the players we have this year. So far this year, in the fall semester, Jimmy Nuzzo did very well, and Kyle Stefanik, both those players shot well in the 70s in our matches, did very well. Jimmy actually scored the lowest in any ever in the history of our program this past fall. So we're hoping those two carry us into the championship round. Matt Lupino has been looking good in the spring semester. He's done well for us, and hopefully he'll show well when it comes championship time. The schedule here in the Northeast is going to be challenging. The ground is not conducive to good golf, but hopefully with the matches we do have, I think that we'll fare well, and it will be a good test for us going into the Capital Conference Championships.
Well, we got to first get ourselves down to Christopher Newport safely. It's a long trip with me behind the wheel. No, we're going to go down there and just play our best. You know, it's been a wild spring season up here in the Mid-Atlantic region, so I know our guys are looking forward to hopefully a little bit warmer weather and maybe some sunshine. Well, we graduated Kevin Long, you know, best golfer in school history, so that's a pretty big loss, but we have some guys that are stepping up and looking to play. We have David Boslow back, who was our steadiest golfer all season last season. Ryan Wolbach has been a contributor, and Alex Colton has really stepped to the forefront here in the fall and spring season. No, it would be mostly with returning guys. You know, Tyler Kime has some experience in the championship as a freshman, and at this point, our 5th spot is still kind of up in the air. You know, the fall was good. We got to play in some 2-day tournaments, kind of build our experience for this type of event. The spring has been horrible. You know, we've been covered under snow and still haven't been allowed on the greens at our course. You know, so it's just been an interesting season here in the Mid-Atlantic region. But it is what it is. We get to play this weekend. We played a couple weekends ago, and we'll just go down to Virginia and play our best. I've seen the gym. It's not too far from the golf course. I heard the golf course is great. No, I haven't been on there. We've never been down there. I don't think anybody has except for the guys at Newport. So obviously they're the favorite. They got the home field advantage, and you know, we'll all go down there and